Evening, everyone, and welcome to Where Did the Rest of Me Go? I am Dino, the Genetic Marvel. I am doing this series to tell people about how I lost 156 pounds and counting, uh, and kind of turned my life around. So, um, please like, share, subscribe if you like what I say. Definitely, if you feel that this is beneficial to some people, I happily welcome them. And if you have a comment, a question, please feel free to post it, and I will do my best to respond as quick as possible while I'm live. So today, what I want to talk about is we've covered various topics from lying to holding yourself accountable and all sorts of things. But hey, what's happening, Walkie Talkie to me? Thanks for coming. So today, what I want to talk about is food. Now, uh, having been a fatso my entire life, still fat too. Um, I had a bad relationship with food, which I think a lot of people do, and I think that number is really growing. So you understand right now I'm in hour 75 of a fast. So a fast meaning I only have drank water, water with lemon, and coffee with cream, not with milk, just with cream. And uh, I didn't start here. Let's be very clear, right? I started with little steps, but the reason was because I know myself, I definitely would reward myself with food and treats and things of that nature. Now, I don't know if I can beat that. I don't know if it's a beatable thing. But what has been a really huge component that's changed how things work was becoming more knowledgeable of how the body works and how it's affected by what we eat. Now, one of the things that I learned too was that when you do a long term fast, what you break that fast with is going to have consequences with regards to how your body interacts with it. So, one of the things you learn is after 72 hours, your body starts going into a thing called autophagy. And also, it starts producing various other chemicals that are very good for you. But if some of those being stem cells. So if you do that and then you break your fast with something like bread, um, there's a good chance those stem cells will become more fat cells, which, as you can tell, I have more than enough fat cells and I'm trying to conquer them as best I can. So, that being said, I've needed to re-establish my relationship with food, but also understanding how it works for me because everyone is different. I'm no doctor, I'm an idiot, right? But I'm just trying to relay the experiences that I've had so people can understand that number one, it's achievable. Number two, you know, I was over 450 pounds and now I'm at 294. Um, that's a lot of work. And honestly, it's just resulted in some really amazing experiences that I just want more people to have. But one of those key factors, and this is the thing, is a lot of times people will be like, "Oh, you're not eating," and I'll be like, "No, I'm fasting." Um, yeah, I'm fasting, and then people may have questions, and that's totally fine. Unfortunately, I live to eat and not eat to live. Oh, listen, I'm with you. I am with you there because I've been craving pizza for months. Just a good, not even a good, it could be a garbage leftover pizza. I don't care. But if you watch one of the previous videos, was I brought home a pizza from when my brother passed, and I didn't eat it, and I was happy that I didn't. I missed that pizza greatly, just to be completely transparent, because it looked like a great pizza, and I bet you it was delicious even cold. But here's the question: is that am I? You can enjoy food. There's nothing wrong with enjoying food, but it has to take a lower position in the hierarchy of our existence. And that's definitely one of the hardest things to do because what people don't realize is that fasting, you learn, like, I started, okay, I'm not going to eat after 6. Okay, I'm used to that, no problem, good. Then I'm going to eat breakfast at around noon. So now it's noon till 6, right? It's not that bad. Then you go, you know what? Now it's going to be noon till 4. And then it's going to be one meal a day. And then, okay, I'm going to try fasting for the day. And there's different effects. So when you fast for 24 hours, different, 36 hours is different, 48 hours is different, then 72 hours is different. Last week I did 111 hours. I found that that was too much for me. Maybe I wasn't ready or whatever the case. Maybe it's just my body. I don't know. But I didn't feel good. So this week I'm just going to go till tomorrow morning. It'll be around 80 something hours. And that's going to serve the purpose that I need. But also, too, last weekend I indulged way too much. And the result from that, I've had to now pay for. So having those balances in my mind has kind of made it easier to hold those reins because listen, I'll to be very clear, even now while I'm fasting, I will almost binge watch competitive eating. Uh, I just enjoy it, but also too, I'm trying to learn that just because I see something, I shouldn't start salivating. Right? It's Pavlov's dog where they ring the bell and it would start to salivate, right, in anticipation of food. How many times have you looked at something delicious and go, "Oh man, I want it." I know I have. I have so often, but it's not just that, right? I am allowing myself to be manipulated by an outside party. And that's really the crux of it is understanding that when you give that power to something else, anything else, whatever it may be, um, it's in charge, right? And whether it be drugs, whether it be smoking, alcohol, food, sugar, it's something we do. This I've seen many delicious things, but then I remember I'm also hey, I've known multiple men who are like, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't gamble, but I love women. And you're like, there it is. Listen, it definitely can ruin you just as much as all the other things. And when we hyper focus on that kind of stuff, there's only one result, right? And um, it's like there's like my goal is to be okay functioning in the world, right? Wherever I go to be functioning. Right now, like the reason I'm doing a 30-day series is specifically because we're going to be going on a trip in like 2.5 weeks. And that trip for me, it's going to be in the UK. It's going to be very enjoyable. And also, I'm not holding back anything. Okay. I'm going to enjoy the hell out of that trip. And the point of that is because it's vacation. I'm working now in advance so that I can enjoy that trip. Now, that has to be planned, it has to be figured out, it has to be leaned on. Also, we're planning on doing walking and being more active. This is going to be a new experience to me because I was a big fat fatso. And, when like I said, I was only, I know I was over 450 pounds. By how much, I don't know. Um, but even friends have said that I was 500 pounds, and I'm like, maybe, I don't know. But now I have the ability to walk around, to exercise, to do all sorts of stuff. And that's because I've tried to maintain the idea that I'm in charge here. I'm in charge and I have to be accountable for my decisions. It's not easy. And trust me, it's every step of the way. We all just want to jump off, be like, hey, piece of corn, piece of candy, no problem. Just jump up. Um, that's one of the hardest things. It's one of the hardest things was like not only understanding what my relationship with food was, but then what understanding what food's relationship with me was. And there's no perfect answer. And I'm not going to stand here like for me, I was having problems with my liver and they're like your liver is just way too fat. One of the primary things that attacks your liver is refined flour. So, gone. And I'll tell you, I'm still an idiot, right? Like I'll have chicken tenders. I love chicken tenders. I love chicken tenders so very much, and I'll have them. But then I'm careful for the rest of the day. I'll only have a salad, or the next day I'll make sure to eat very clean, stuff like that. Right? Why? Because it's not about not indulging or not enjoying your existence. It's about making sure that it's not a reward, it's a choice that you make that makes sense. Because if you don't choose it, then it's being chosen for you. And a lot of the times, especially with things like sugar, which sugar is one of the most highly addictive things on the planet. And I'll tell you, it is definitely affecting everyone in a way that is more substantial than we've ever realized. Because I'll tell you, 100 years ago, sugar and salt were not that available, right? That's just it, depending on where you were, and even then, it had its effect. Now, it's just so rampant and flooded that we can't get away, and it's become that difficult that I know for myself that keeping it in focus, which has been a daily thing, if not hourly, 100%. Okay, that is definite. Someone has definitely done that act for candy. I don't question that. Listen, I believe it started in France around World War II, and it was what they would do for some chocolate. That's not on me. That's just history. So, realizing the effect that this has had, like now we're oversaturated with it. So I don't think we have full comprehension of how bad it's affecting us, right? Because who doesn't? Okay, I'm gonna have. Who hasn't gone to Tim Hortons? I'm in Canada, so Tim Hortons is the coffee place. Especially when I was growing up, was you go to Tim Hortons, get a double double, two cream, two sugar. Nice, great way to start your day. Maybe I'll have a donut. Great. You literally just did an entire circle of horribleness to start your day, and it's only going to get worse. That's it. That's and understanding that, like, look, I'm going to go into more detail later with various aspects of how I structure my diet and things. But one of the things that's come into play has been, oh, I'm sorry, Serge. I apologize. But welcome anyway. I'm talking about food and how bad of a relationship I had with it, and I think most people do. Because food is not only beautiful, but it's a sense of togetherness, peace, warmth, survival, all those things. And you know what? It's so painful to not partake that it's something huge. You feel I am feeling much better. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, Serge, because it's been a hell of a week and a half. So I usually make my own bread, and whenever I toast it, it doesn't brown like the store-bought one. Turns out it's because I use very okay. So that's the other thing is with going to the UK, the rules for bread are not the same. I'm looking forward to it because I know that when I go home to Greece, that I do not feel bad when I eat bread. But if you buy bread in the morning, hey, what's up, Michael Bryan? Thanks for coming, buddy. I'm talking about the relationship with food. Now, when I would buy bread, you had to get it in the morning, otherwise you'd run out. And by nighttime, there's a very good chance that it was stale, and you could use it to build a building and or murder because it was rock star, right? Scones all day, every day. Listen, that's definitely going to happen. I'm going to post videos of it. Don't worry, everyone. It'll be daily. It'll be happening. It'll be very exciting. But that's one of the things is that understanding that relationship, understanding how it worked, how it's structured, and how it's affecting me on a daily, if not multiple times a day basis, it was very important. Also, when going to the UK, toothpaste is also not the same or required. That's a thing too. But realistically, that's one of the key factors that I found in my experience. Anyways, so that has been my story for today. As I said, I'm dealing with Janet Marvel. Please like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. I'm looking to try and grow my channel as much as possible. So please do. I greatly appreciate the support, and I'll be back tomorrow at 10 p.m. to go over another aspect of what I learned in changing my life. And I greatly appreciate all the support, everyone, and thank you so much. And I'll be back. Have a wonderful evening.